My mother was born in the 1940s in Wisconsin, and she was a hard worker. She was a nurse and spent her entire nursing career for one hospital, basically in the emergency room, her entire career. And that's pretty remarkable. She was not good with money at all. She never saved anything really, but she did have a pension from nursing and Social Security when she retired. She did get a part time job at a grocery store. She just liked working around people. She was very bad with credit. She abused credit to the point of absurdity. She was always refinancing the house that she bought in 1966 for $14,900. When she sold that house in 2002, I don't think she ever fully paid a mortgage off on that. It was basically she just used it like a cash machine, an ATM. She would refi. There was a deal with the city one time where you could get a home improvement loan at a low interest rate. In 1985, that low interest rate was like 9.4%. And I just saw the papers the other day. So the loan for a little bit of, I think a small addition, maybe the deck that got put on the back, was $10,000. That was the initial amount, and it ended up being $18,000 that she paid back. And not a healthy way to go. That house sold in 2002 for $179,000. So she was able to pay off what remained on the mortgage and then put a little bit into an annuity. Interestingly, I looked that house up on Zillow and it's now valued at $330,000. This is a suburban home that was built in 1953, a tract home with basically 2 bed and a bath and a half. Yikes. I do feel the pain for the young people that are saying, there's no way I'm ever going to afford a house. I don't personally believe that. I think things will get a little better, but that stung. So I get it when folks say that. She was always playing catch up with credit cards. I mean, she was chasing one right after another. I think for her, she didn't talk about money at all. I didn't know. I didn't know she was having problems. I think it was normal for her. So there was like no panic over it that I could tell. She did stupid things with money, got an automobile title loan for a car that wasn't worth squat. She had to go out of state to do that because the state we live in banned those types of loans. She got a payday loan and a personal loan of sorts that had an annual percentage yield of 600%. That's a real thing. And it wasn't rare what she was doing. I found that wasn't the only loan she had like that. That was the one that was high at 600. I found another one that was around 400 and some. She certainly was not equipped or taught how to handle money. I mean, it was, an utter disaster. Yeah, she passed away in 2019, so I had to discover all this. I wasn't too surprised. I guess a lot of things started making sense. I wish that I had known earlier. If I had known what to do earlier, I would have, certainly helped her at least learn. I don't think giving her a pile of cash would have been useful. It doesn't ever seem to help people out. If you're bad with money and you get a ton of it, all of a sudden you're just going to be a lot worse with it. When I was small, I remember my grandma had cut out a cartoon from a newspaper or magazine, little, one frame bubble cartoon. And it showed a fella, Jimmy, and he was doing a coat check for a party for his parents. And it was, coat check $1. And then the caption said, Jimmy is saving up to be a millionaire one day. And I always saw that. It was right by the phone, pinned on the board. And I thought, oh, that's kind of funny. It's kind of cute. But, $1 million is totally out of range for anybody. Little did I know, seeing that as a small boy, it's like, I don't know. That's not the total influence, but it just was something that stuck with me, especially in my house. Just like I could never figure out like how do people afford anything? Because I never saw any money stick around. I never saw any savings. I think because of that, I became a saver. I mean, I was very much into, if I got cash for birthday, I mean, I would put that away when I finally got a savings account. I mean, my money went in there when I get my quarterly statement. I mean, I was looking at that. I was watching that grow. I thought that was cool. Finding money on the ground. Oh man, penny, whatever. I don't care. Oh, this is free money, man. And people to ask, hey, was that penny heads up or tails up? Like, I don't care. It's a penny and now it's mine. If I ever did want something that was beyond the couple bucks I had, I could work. I could do chores around the house. I worked and I saved, and it was kind of fun to watch that, pile up. So I could learn early on, make a goal. Like, hey, I want a thing. What do I need to do to achieve that? Sometimes I didn't even want a thing. I was pretty content with what I had material wise. So it wasn't like I was jonesing for the next toy or video game. In fact, I didn't even have a video game system. It just never appealed to me. Nintendo had come out and some of the kids were just bananas over that thing. And I suck at video games. So I didn't want one. Didn't care. But sometimes I just save money just to save money because it was cool to watch it stack up. I certainly was not and am not trendy with clothes or gadgets. My wife will certainly attest to the clothing and the gadgets. The last time we needed new cell phones, my prior phone, my first smartphone, I had for 9 years. The only reason I got rid of it or had to get rid of it is because apparently the G3 wireless network went away, and that's the most that phone could handle. I went on to a discount retailer website and bought new phones, and I was appalled. These things were over $200. I am faintly aware that phones cost well over $1,000 for some folks. I guess I am too cheap. I don't care. Well, these $200 phones are junk. I know, shocking. So now I am forbidden from shopping for new phones. But even as a kid, I think the trendy jeans was Gerbeau was a brand. I had a little tag on the fly. I don't know. I saw kids in middle school. They just thought these things were the bee's knees. I didn't care. I mean, whatever. If I could go to school and I didn't have dirty or ripped up clothes, I didn't really care. I mean, I didn't try to dress bizarre. I thought most of my clothes were fairly conservative, but I don't know. Was never impressed with that. I got my first W-2 job when I was 15, and that was cool. I think I was making $4 or $5 an hour. It's pretty sweet. I saved most of it. I didn't really have much to spend it on. I'd go out and do fun things, get Taco Bell, whatnot, but nothing wild. Was not, and am not a spender. It's not like the money needs to get pried out of my hand, but I just don't find a lot of value in just spending money. It's not entertaining. I don't feel like I need to go and spend stuff. I mean, I'll go buy things that I want from time to time, but I'm not crazy about it. So after high school, went directly to college, which for me was a mistake. I don't hate college. It's good for some people. I don't think it's an automatic go get a degree and make money. It certainly wasn't in my case. My parents did not tell me anything about our financial situation. Basically, it was, oh, just take out a bunch of loans. It'll be fine. You'll get your degree. You'll be able to pay it back. Well, no, it didn't work out like that. uh, it was a kind of hard time in life. I really wish I hadn't gone to college. It was a waste of time and money. I just was in a bad place in life for that. And really, the degree I wanted was not something I should have even been pursuing. Uh, it was to be a teacher. And I don't like kids. So that was going to be interesting going into the workforce or just finding out what I wanted to do ultimately would have been a better use of my time. I think I'm going to end that bit of history right there. And next time I'll talk about getting married and talk a little bit about my wife. And I do mean a little because she's tiny. She's very short. So there's not much to say. Pocket sized. But until then, thanks for watching and hope you're having a great day.